party station, you got former astronauts that are now talking to the press.
Dude.
The female outer space pussycat dolls.
I really feel like I'm on board with what you were saying before now.
So now I'm not the hater?
Yeah. I didn't call you a hater. I was just like, it's cool. And I feel like actually doing that is still semi-cool. They are so lame.
Well, I mean, cool. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
my God.
I did not call them lame,
I
but what I did say was that this was built up to be something that it was not, because the word astronaut should never be used for the people who are just going on the big bouncy house, because that's all they're doing. They just bounce up really high and then they come back down.
Sponsored by Universal Studios.
Katy Perry says her short trip to space made her connected to that strong divine feminine.
Before that, too.
Anyway, I didn't have you.
What? What'd she say before that?
Before that, she was like, oh, it was all the training. And I was just like, training for what?
Well,
they do train. They train you for the liftoff. They train you for the flightlessness.
Right. And then no
all
gravity.
of that stuff.
A lot of people get sick and they puke.
Yeah, I mean, there is training that goes into it. I mean, there's training on riding a roller coaster. They tell you, make sure they come check you, make sure you're in your thing. They say, hey, keep your hands in the tram.
Harness.
All your loose phones and everything. I mean, so there's, I'm still, look, if I had the money, I don't think I would do it. That's where I think that it's different, because people are like, yo, it's like $200,000, $250,000, whatever. And I'm like, if I had the money, just disposable income, I wouldn't do it, because I don't think it's safe. I don't think it's safe to play with stuff like that, because we've seen things explode, and so I'm like, I just personally wouldn't risk it, but y'all know I ain't a risky person like that. But to see them when they came back and they kissing the ground and everything else, and I'm just like, all right, I get it, because I wouldn't have trusted it either. Right. But to act like, we've had this bond, this sisterly moment, and this, that, and that.
I can't say what I want to say.
Right, because you feel it. It feels thick.
Right.
It feels very thick, like they selling it on us. I'm like, I don't know.
It's a $200,000 commercial. That's what that is.
Yeah, no, it really is. And if I had the money, I would absolutely do it. But I'm not going to make it like a scene. They wanted it to be essentially like the Pussycat Dolls. If you read any of the interviews that they did leading up to this, they wanted to have like a sexy suit designed for them. They wanted to have full extensions, eyelashes. No joke. This is what they said. And full glam. They wanted to bring glam to space. And I'm like, you guys sound so stupid right now.
but that's the more realistic part of it, because they didn't go up there to do anything that was space related.
Right.
So why not make it glam? No. Why not go up there and be like, they said Katy Perry was going to sing when she got on there, like, she was going to do something.
Yeah.
And
that's
so
why they came back so fast.
When they got,
like,
Katy Perry can sing. But when they were weightless and they gravity, kind of the gravitational pull ended and they started to be able to float, she sang What a Wonderful World. And they said it was such a beautiful moment.
Gag.
Oh, wow. A $200,000 concert for
yeah.
12 minutes.
Yeah, for six people.
Maybe that's what it costs.
They said, we know Orlando. We wouldn't expect you to go to space. You won't put your feet in the ocean. Damn right.
That's true.
Damn right. I'm glad y'all know your boy.
Go over a bridge.
Glad you know me right there. All right. We talked about the fact that the Bodyguard is coming back.
Yeah.
They're going to do a reboot of it, and nobody has any ideas of the particulars, but now the rumor mill is starting, and Taylor Swift fans are speaking up because they believe that their pop queen should take on the iconic role that Whitney Houston had. So imagine the way that they describe it, Taylor Swift in that role.
What?
Because the director of her 2023 documentary Eras Tour is the person who is reportedly behind this new product. So Tyra Banks has stepped forward and said, I agree. Taylor Swift would be the perfect person because Whitney Houston was that iconic kind of person.
To sing.
And to take it in the same direction, she believes Idris Elba should be the Bodyguard.
I kind of like that.
Idris Elba, Taylor Swift. How we feel about that?
I mean, I just like him in general.
Story.
I don't know if I like her being picked.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't think she got the pipes like Whitney does. Like, just think. Don't get me wrong. Taylor Swift can sing, but not like Whitney. Come on.
But it's not a singing competition. It's an acting thing. Can she act? Is the whole thing. I mean, because realistically, the song that she did, "I Will Always Love You," was like the quintessential like moment or whatever. So I don't know if you have to be the singer to get it. Because you can do that in production. It ain't like she got to sing it live. It's a movie.
I feel like if Jennifer Hudson was up there belting like "I Will Always Love You," I could feel that more than I would feel it on Taylor Swift. And she can act too, though.
It's not big enough, though.
I don't know if Taylor Swift is the way we're going to go with this. I think that there would be too much.
It's just rumor.
It would just be too much hate on it. I think that maybe a person of color should definitely replace Whitney Houston, who can actually belt out that song.
But why can't a person of color replace Kevin Costner?
No,
if you're doing the flip of the script, why not have somebody who's like a dope singer, but you have to have a big iconic star. Whitney Houston was such a star at the time. Yeah. Having her stop down her career to do this movie was kind of a shock for people. And so they were like, wow, she's doing this role. That's because she wasn't like the hugest actress
at that time.
So it was like taking the one who was on the charts.
Yeah.
So who do you have that's in that level? Beyonce, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I guess there's nobody else. There's no one else out
What about
there?
Ariana Grande? She can act and she can sing. I hate how you guys hate on Ariana Grande.
No, she can definitely
really
sing.
can sing.
She can absolutely sing.
Cameron won't see her. She's too thin.
Whitney was very thin as well.
Jennifer Hudson, Ariana, Christina Aguilera. Why not her?
Why is it every time we talk about something you mention Christina Aguilera?
Because
you've mentioned her too much on this show.
Because when I think of singers, when I think of people that can belt out something that
but she's not that anymore.
I think Christina Aguilera still got those pipes like that.
She definitely.
And then
ain't nobody paying Christina Aguilera to do nothing. I hate to explain it to you, but I'm just saying. Out here in this world, ain't nobody waiting to see Christina Aguilera make a comeback.
Ooh, I have an idea. How about we don't keep remaking classic movies and we just write original scripts?
I like that.
Oh my God, what a crazy idea.
Can't afford it. Can't afford it.
And if you're going to have a bodyguard, I know Kevin Costner wasn't big, but if I had to fan cast a bodyguard, I'd make it like The Rock. Like somebody that
nobody trying to see because it's a love story and nobody wants to see The Rock in a love story. They want to see Rock in actions.
Yeah,
like they want to. Kevin Costner was picked because he was the unassuming kind of dude who was he was Liam Neeson in Taken. He wasn't muscular. He was just capable.
Did he jump and take a bullet for her?
Jump in front of her like the Secret Service.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the real crux of the movie. The fact that if you had a big hulking dude like, I'm going to protect you, that's a much different thing. Now
like
you got
Thor.
Arnold Schwarzenegger or Thor or somebody. Now you get a regular schmegular suited up dude. And you got Jason Statham, who's like, I will protect you, so you could sing those beautiful notes.
That's a good impression.
You know what I'm saying? Like, one of those tough dudes that ain't got no muscles, but he got a nice suit on. That's what you want.
Okay, I'm looking at some text. What about Chris Hemsworth?
That's
Thor.
Is that? Yeah, that's. It's just too big. You need like a normal looking size. guy.
Kevin Costner's a little man.
Yeah. What about Mariah Carey and Ryan Gosling?
No.
Mariah Carey,
She's been in movies before.
And none of them was good.
Right, but we can try
you need an actress that can actually hold it down. Mariah Carey is not an actress.
Okay.
And realistically, in the last 2 months, we've noticed Mariah Carey ain't even a singer no more.
What about SZA?
Oh, okay. She just had that movie.
SZA I like. SZA I like.
Keke Palmer?
Okay.
I ruined it.
You just messed it up. We were there for a minute there, but SZA I would take. But who would you put opposite SZA? Think about movie poster. Think about love scenes.
Ryan Gosling and
Think about Ryan Gosling.
I like it.
I just don't see those two hooking up like that, though.
But you never saw Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston hooking up. And word is, they was.
Stop it.
They was good.
No. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Remember when he eulogized her at her funeral and he was talking about how much he loved her and people were like, yo, that moment, like that wasn't acting. That man was talking about how the passion that he had for Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
And you know what? And Whitney Houston wasn't really.
Yeah.
She wasn't a prude. She's going to get it up.
What about J-Lo and Ben Affleck?
All right. You know, Ben wouldn't be that bad.
No, man. You know, Ben. No, bro. Don't even try and dress it up.
Orlando and the Freak Show.
Harris know how to shut something down real quick, boy. I tell you about.
Alexa knows how to get wild.
If you want more, and I know you do, make sure you hit like and hit subscribe right below.